One of the reasons why I fell in love with optometry is because of contact lenses. I love contact lenses, the fact that you can put a piece of plastic on your eye, and you can wear it all day long, and it's comfortable and it's clear. So today I'm at the airport. I'm going to be headed into Dallas, Texas, to the headquarters of Alcon, which is a major contact lens manufacturer. They've made some breakthroughs in developing the best contact lenses, I think, in the world. It's also the top-selling contact lens in our practice. We're going to find out more and we'll take you along. Let's take a look. So I'm now here in Fort Worth. I just came up from downstairs, a wonderful dinner that we had with the Alcon group. Before I get too far into that, and before we get into tomorrow, I wanted to talk about the history of contact lenses. It's quite fascinating, at least to me, maybe it is to you also. The first person who came up with the idea of putting something on the eye to change the prescription was actually Leonardo da Vinci. He didn't have any working prototypes, but he came up with the idea at least. It was about in 1887 when the first contact lens was created. Go figure, it was made out of glass. Very heavy. You can imagine it's quite the safety hazard too. Didn't work all that well, uncomfortable. In about 1948, a group of ophthalmologists that were examining soldiers' eyes as they came back from the war, these pilots, where they would get their glass canopy of their airplane shot up, they'd get shards of this plastic in their eyes. And the doctors found out that the eyes weren't rejecting that plastic. They figured out that this plastic was actually biocompatible. It's called PMMA, and it's the same plastic that you make screwdriver handles out of, go figure. You can imagine it's not very comfortable, it's a hard contact lens, and it didn't breathe very well either. So we have come a long ways away from that. Soft lenses that are not only comfortable, but very breathable. So again, another reason why we're here in Texas is to find out how to get everyone the best comfort and the best vision and the best eye health. So it's about 6 o'clock in the morning, and we're going to head downstairs, have breakfast, and then it's an all-day long seminar. Then we'll fly out this evening. So we just finished up lunch and our first half of the seminar. We talked about a lot of different things, and I apologize I can't really show you necessarily the classroom because of the proprietary information that's shared. But we talked about everything from how to best correct astigmatism with what's called toric contact lenses. We talked about dry eye issues and how to best treat those. We even talked about multi-purpose solutions. One thing I found really interesting that they were talking about is that when you go to the store and you purchase contact lens solution, you're facing that what we call a wall of confusion, which is all the different brands there in the pharmacy or the grocery store. You don't know which one to pick. Most of us are tempted to pick the cheapest one. If you pick the cheapest one, oftentimes that's a generic. Those are old formulations that the major manufacturers abandoned years earlier. It's essentially an old product. It's not expired, but it's just old technology and doesn't work well with newer contact lenses. But one thing that I thought was really interesting is that some of those companies can actually just bid for these older multi-purpose solutions, and they can actually change the contact lens solution without changing the label. In other words, it's possible when you get those cheap contact lens solutions that you can actually be getting something that isn't consistent from year to year. That's why sometimes you might actually have great success with one brand one year and not all that great the next year. I thought that was interesting. So I just got back from the training at Alcon. Thought I'd come back here to Fort Worth before I catch my flight later on today and just wander around the streets and just show you some of the amazing things that are around here. Alcon is coming out with some amazing products. This isn't an advertisement for Alcon. They're not paying me or anything like that. They just have some really innovative products, specifically this one right here, which is called Dailies Total One. It's really the top-selling contact lens in our practice because it's so unique. I would say 19 out of 20 people that put this contact lens on, they can't even feel it. It's literally invisible to them. And it offers great vision, great comfort all day long. The center of the contact lens is pretty much like a traditional contact lens, but as you get closer and closer to the surface of the lens, what's in contact with the eye, it almost becomes 100% water. So it's got a tremendous amount of water in it, so it just feels like you're not wearing anything. It now comes in a multifocal ability, which means it helps people not only see great far away, but also up close. Those people who need reading glasses can now see fantastically all day long and have great comfort. So here in a little bit, we'll head back to the airport, and then we'll go back to the office and we'll talk a little bit more about contact lenses. Before I start one of these videos, I always think, what's the main message I want to get across? The message is this: 90 to 95% of people that walk in our doors, we are able to fit successfully with contact lenses. I'm surprised how many people walk in and say that they have dry eye, or they have astigmatism, or they'll still need to use reading glasses, and they don't realize that we can fix all of that with contact lenses. If you've been told that you have dry eye, or you have astigmatism, or that you'll still need to use reading glasses, I'd recommend that you try out contact lenses. Talk with your doctor. He or she will be able to fit you in some of these contact lenses with these new technologies, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. I'm Dr. Michael Peterson for Visionology. Till next time. That's muddy. I shouldn't have stood there.